All right, today we're tackling a really interesting prediction from the Motley Fool, one that suggests a huge power shift could be on the horizon in the world of AI hardware. You know, it's a classic setup. You've got the undisputed champ, and then you've got a challenger ready to take the crown. Let's get right into it.
Look, for the last couple of years, let's be honest, when we talk about AI, we're really talking about NVIDIA. Their tech has been the engine, the absolute heart of this whole revolution. They've been the undisputed king of the hill, and their success has just been off the charts.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The Motley Fool is floating a pretty bold idea. What if that total dominance is about to be seriously challenged? What if there's another tech giant out there, quietly getting ready to actually outperform the king?
So, a challenger's bold prediction. We're talking the prediction, a trillion-dollar titan versus a trillion-dollar titan. I mean, this really sets the stage for a true battle of giants, right? We're talking about two massive companies duking it out for the future of AI. So, what is the actual prediction? And here it is, straight from the source. The quote says, "I think Broadcom could outperform Nvidia over the next few years, and that this will lead to monster growth." I mean, wow. To say that Broadcom's stock could actually outpace Nvidia's through 2027, especially after the historic run Nvidia's been on, that's a huge call to make. So you gotta ask, why? Why would anyone make such a bold claim? Well, the argument here isn't that Nvidia is suddenly doing something wrong. Not at all. It's that the game itself is changing. The fundamental way that AI gets its work done is evolving, and that shift is creating a massive opening for a new approach. General versus specific power. This is the key difference in how AI gets its work done. See, to really get this prediction, we've got to go a little deeper into the tech. And it all really boils down to this one core idea: a generalist versus a specialist. Okay, so on one side, you've got NVIDIA's bread and butter, the GPU, the graphics processing unit. You can just think of these as the all-purpose workhorses of the AI world. They're super powerful, absolutely, but their key strength, they're flexible. You can throw almost any kind of task at them, and they can handle it. And then on the other side, you have what Broadcom is all about, the ASIC. That's an application-specific integrated circuit. And, I mean, the name really gives it away, doesn't it? These chips are the polar opposite of flexible. They are built from the ground up to do just one job, and that is all they will ever do. This is probably the best way to think about it. NVIDIA's GPU, it's a Swiss Army knife. It's awesome because it can do 100 different things. But Broadcom's ASIC, that's like a world-class chef's knife. You can't use it to tighten a screw, but for that one thing it's designed for, slicing, it's just faster, cleaner, and way more efficient than anything else. Okay, so why does this matter so much? Well, you've got these giant companies, the hyperscalers like Google, Meta, and so on. They're running these massive AI operations, and they're starting to realize, hey, we do this specific task 1,000,000 times a day. And once you get to that point, a general-purpose tool starts to look, well, wasteful. The specialized ASIC is way cheaper to run, and it's faster. And, you know, when money gets tight, efficiency is king. And listen, this isn't some far-off theory. It is happening right now. The best example out there is Google's TPU, their tensor processing unit. That's a custom ASIC that they literally built with Broadcom, and it works so well that other big players, like Meta, are apparently buying them too. Broadcom's $100 billion goal, the growth story, following the money in custom AI chips. Okay, so we've got the tech down. Now let's follow the money, because this isn't just about cool engineering. This is about a gigantic business opportunity that Broadcom is trying to seize. Which brings us to this number, $100 billion. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That is the massive, almost audacious goal that Broadcom is reportedly targeting for this one part of their business. And to be super clear here, we're talking about Broadcom's projected annual revenue from just its custom AI chip business. The prediction is they could be pulling in that much every single year by the end of 2027. That is just incredible. Now, to put that into perspective, the entire division at Broadcom that handles this stuff brought in about $8.4 billion in the last quarter. To go from that to a $100 billion a year business for just the custom AI chip part? Yeah, you can see why the article calls that monster growth. It absolutely is. The outperformance thesis, the final argument why specialization could win the next phase. So, okay, let's tie all of this together now. Let's connect the dots and see how this whole story of specialization could really lead to Broadcom coming out on top in this next chapter of AI. The logic laid out in the article is actually pretty simple when you break it down. Step 1, AI tasks are getting more specific. Step 2, big companies like Google and Meta need to be more efficient and save money. Step 3, this makes them want custom-built chips, so demand for ASICs goes through the roof. And Step 4, Broadcom, being the go-to partner for this, sees its revenue just explode.
And right there, that's the whole argument in a nutshell. It's not saying NVIDIA is going to fail. It's predicting that Broadcom's laser-focused growth in this one specific area could be so explosive that it actually outpaces NVIDIA's growth across the entire market. It's a race of speed, not just size. Which brings us to the final question, and it really is the one that matters most. As AI keeps pushing forward, what's going to win? Is it the amazing, do-everything versatility of the Swiss Army knife, or the perfect, unbeatable efficiency of the specialist's tool? Whichever way that goes, well, that could decide who becomes the next true titan of technology.